Well, this is off to a very strange start. Whoa, it's very smoothing. Oh my word. No. No, 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 no. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna be testing out some makeup that I bought at Walmart. I bought more makeup at Walmart. Listen, I feel like I'm usually pretty on top of the drugstore makeup aisle, I guess. Like I walk through and I'm like, tried it, it's been there, you know, old news, I've seen it before. Sometimes there's stuff that I'm like, what is this? And then I have to buy it, you know? And that's what happened to me. There are so many things. I walked by this new Neutrogena display of these products. Look at this packaging, so cute. Never seen this before. Never seen anyone review it. So I'm super excited to try out a few products from that. This might be old. I personally had never seen it before. It was expensive for e.l.f., which was kind of intriguing for me. I think this was around like $12. So it better be amazing, you know, for e.l.f. I'm really excited about that. Also, Milani had this Soft Focus Glow product, which I think is supposed to be really nice for underneath makeup. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, another like lip product from that Neutrogena line. So we're gonna be testing out some of those products along with my tried and true ones. And I'm really excited to see how they wear. I'm gonna try to do a wear test today for as long as possible. So let's just get right into trying out this makeup. I'm gonna start off with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. I didn't buy a new concealer, so I thought using this one would be good because it's something I'm really familiar with. And I'm just gonna buff that out with a fluffy brush all over the eyelid to cancel out any veins or darkness and to just prep it for eyeshadows. For powder, I'm going to be using another tried and true product. This is the Thrive Cosmetics Translucent Matte Setting Powder. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that and set the eyelids. Oh, also I did my brows already off camera. I used the Thrive Cosmetics Brow Pencil and I used the Benefit Highbrow just underneath to kind of clean up that area under the brow. All right, let's go into this palette. This is the e.l.f. Velvet Touch eyeshadow palette and it's in the shade Island Breeze. These colors were intriguing to me, especially that purple and green, so let's dip into it. I can't tell if they're all shimmers. They might be. Whoa, whoa. The formula. Whoa, okay. Okay, listen, I thought that I would be able to dip into this with a brush. Do you see this? It's like creamy, almost like the ColourPop eyeshadows. So, okay, rewind. I'm gonna have to do maybe like a little bit through the crease with something else. And then we will pop those onto like the eyelids because I think they're all shimmer shades. That explains the more expensive price. It's a different formula than what e.l.f. normally does for eyeshadow. So I have this laying here. I'm just gonna use this NARS Skin Deep palette. It has a bunch of neutrals in it. You could use a bronzer. You could use your favorite neutral palette if you were following along. I'm just gonna dip into this shade right here. And I'm just gonna start to work that through the crease. Then I'm gonna take this brown shade right here. And I'm gonna use this to deepen up the outer portion of the eye right here, just on this outer third, kind of blending it into the crease a little bit. All right, next I'm gonna dip into this shade from the e.l.f. palette, and I'm gonna apply it with my fingers. Okay, I'm not getting as much payoff as I would have liked with that shade. Okay, let's try this one. This is the kind of burgundy shade. I'm excited about that. I don't know if the best way to apply this is with your finger or with a brush. I'm going to just apply it with my finger. There we go. Ooh, that's cool. And I'm just gonna start to press this all over the lid. And I'm making sure to get it really close to the lash line. And then I'm gonna bring it up and stop it at the crease. The texture is so interesting on these eyeshadows. Okay, I'm going back into the NARS palette. I'm taking this shade right here. And I'm trying to blend the edges of the purple out a little bit with that shade because I just feel like it kind of stopped on the lid. I don't know, this is a weird formula. I'm trying to figure it out. Bear with me. All right, now I'm gonna take this shade right here and I'm pressing this on the center of the lid and then I'm just gonna press it out toward the edge just to make sure it's blended. It's actually a really pretty color. I'm adding a little bit more of that cranberry shade to the outer corner just so that we don't lose that dimension. Well, this is off to a very strange start. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the under eye area with a makeup wipe. There really wasn't any fallout because of the formula of those e.l.f. eyeshadows. Well, I don't know how I feel about those yet. Let's keep going. I'm gonna go into the Milani Soft Focus Glow Complexion Enhancer. This came in 2 shades, I believe. I picked up the 01 Nude Glow shade. It has a pump applicator, which is really cool. Let me read the instructions on this. All it says is get a dewy radiant glow with this weightless mineral-based luminizer with soft focus pearl pigments to revive, perfect, and smooth the appearance of the skin. It has hyaluronic acid, rose water, and cucumber. Okay, I'm just gonna take some. I have no idea if this is too little or too much. I'm gonna mainly apply this to the outside of the face. Whoa, it's very smoothing. Oh my word. Oh, it's extremely smooth on the skin. Like, It's a weird smell. Ooh, I don't know. That's a weird smell, but it feels really, really nice on the skin. Whoa. I wish you guys could like experience this. That's what the product looks like all over the skin. It definitely gave a glow. It smoothed out my face like crazy. I'm excited to see how this looks underneath the foundation that I bought. But first, I also wanted to try this from Neutrogena. It is the It Matters Mattifying Primer Stick. And I'm hoping that I will be able to apply this on top of the Milani primer and hopefully all goes well. I'm gonna use it in the T-zone. This claims to instantly absorb oil, eliminate shine, blur the look of pores, and last up to 12 hours. You can wear alone or use as a primer under foundation. It's not greasy and non-whitening. Okay, so I'm just going to apply that to the T-zone where I get the biggest pores. So on my nose and right here on the chin. And let's apply it to the forehead as well. It doesn't have a scent to it, which I like. All right, let's go into the foundation. Well, I guess it's not really foundation, so we'll see how this works with this look. But it's the Neutrogena Protect and Tint Tinted Moisturizer SPF 30. I got mine in the shade Ivory Fair 10. It's supposed to have a sheer formula with a natural looking coverage. It has vitamins in it. The packaging's really cute on this, so it's a squeezy tube, which is really nice. I'm just gonna go ahead and get some on my fingertips. This could be way too light for me, I don't really know. I'm just gonna warm it up between my fingers first. It smells like the pool. It has sunscreen in it, so it smells really, really good. All right, since it's a tinted moisturizer, I'm just going to apply it with my fingers first. That's how I typically apply tinted moisturizers. After I've kind of sheeted out with my fingers, I'm going in with my Real Techniques buffing brush just to buff away any of the extra product. I do feel like I applied a little bit too much, but it's buffing over everything really nicely. It's definitely a sheer coverage. I like how it looks, but it does kind of cling to the dry patches on my skin, and I have a lot of dry patches right now. So that part I'm not loving, but I like the smell. Again, it's a very sheer coverage, but I feel like it evened out my skin tone pretty good. Definitely does not cover up blemishes. You can see all my blemishes, but if you ignore all of those, because we're gonna cover that up with concealer, I feel like the overall complexion looks really healthy. So now I'm gonna go into concealer. I'm gonna take my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, and I'm just gonna spot conceal all of these blemishes. I'm kind of breaking out a lot right now. I'm just gonna apply that same color underneath the eyes and a little bit in the T-zone. And then I'm just gonna blend that out with my Thrive Cosmetics sponge. Neutrogena is one of my favorite brands at the drugstore. I just feel like their products rarely break me out. And so I'm hoping it's the same with these products, but I really do like so many of their products. I think they're so good for really fresh, everyday kinds of looks, which is kind of interesting that I'm using Neutrogena with like a bold eye, but I just had to test out these products. They looked really cute. I'm just adding a little extra concealer to the blemishes that really need it. I am having to add more concealer than I normally do to get the coverage that I want, just because the tinted moisturizer was so sheer. I wasn't expecting it to be crazy full coverage, but it's definitely something to note. If you're somebody who prefers a more full coverage, that probably won't be for you. But I've actually been really into a little bit of a more sheer coverage all over, and then using concealer. I feel like it allows my skin to breathe in the areas that don't have blemishes, and then everything looks nice and fresh. So let's see, I'm gonna set the face. I'm gonna go back into my Thrive Cosmetics powder. I'm just gonna use that on a big fluffy brush. I'm gonna press it into the skin. I'm pressing instead of wiping, just because I really don't wanna get rid of any of the coverage we just applied. Since the tinted moisturizer doesn't have that much coverage, I really wanna make sure that everything is locked in. I'm taking a smaller brush and setting the under eye area with the same exact powder. All right, so overall, I feel like my base looks pretty good. I don't know if it's my favorite complexion that I've ever seen on my skin, but it definitely looks pretty good right now. Let's finish up the eyes before it drives me crazy. I'm gonna dip into the NARS palette again and just gonna use the same shades on this lower lash line to kind of define it. So I just used that first shade that we used in the crease on the top lid, and I really wanna apply this green shade right here. So I'm gonna take that on a flatter brush and kind of press it into the brush. Let's see how well this applies. Oh, that's applying really nicely. Well, that's kind of fun. I'm going in with the brush that I was using before just to buff out the edges, but that's a really vibrant green and I feel like it applied really well actually with a brush. I like it on the lower lash line. I think that's fun. I'm gonna actually take the same brush and dip into that dark brown, and I'm just gonna apply that to the outer third of the lower lash line. It's really not that dark of a brown when you actually apply it. This is a very interesting look, but we're going with it. Let's use the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. This look calls for some voluminous lashes for sure, so I'm just gonna apply 2 to 3 coats to the top and bottom lashes. All right, so the mascara is on. Let's add bronzer because we're starting to look very washed out. I'm gonna go into my L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It Bronzer. This is not a new bronzer in my collection. It's an old favorite. I love this. And I'm going to use this to really warm up and sculpt the complexion. I like to blend it down the jawline and down the neck. And then I always take the brush that I used with translucent powder to lightly buff over everything because I want to make sure that my bronzer is nice and blended. I'm just going to remove the foundation that's on the lips right now. It's really bothering me. From the same Neutrogena line, they came out with this Cheeky Wink Flushed Blush. And this is in the shade Cheeky Wink. Here's what it looks like. Do you see that golden shift? I'm so excited to apply this. I wonder if it's like creamy or a powder. Oh, it's a powder. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna dip a blush brush right into this product, tap it off, and smile, and let's see how this works. It's not really showing up. There we go. I'm just gonna press the brush onto the cheeks. Okay, the more that I'm playing with this, the more I realize that it is actually a little bit more of a putty kind of formula. That's so weird. It felt like it wasn't. So I'm just gonna take it on my finger now and press that onto the cheeks. It's a very unique formula. I almost feel like it would grab better onto a cream product, if that makes sense. I'm gonna buff that out with the same powder brush. But I do think it's really pretty. It's definitely a pop on the cheeks. It looks really healthy. I feel like it would look especially nice on more of a natural makeup look day, where there's something super simple on the eyes. I think this blush would be really pretty. I'm not sure if that golden hue is translating on the cheeks like it is in the pan. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty in the pan. All right, well that's that. And there's also a highlighter from that same Neutrogena line. This is the Glow On Liquid Highlighter, and I picked it up in the shade Moonlight Galaxy. I'm just going to apply a little bit of this on the back of my hand. It's the same kind of packaging as the Tinted Moisturizer with the squeezy tube. Whoa, look at this. Oh my word, okay. I'm gonna try to apply it with a brush. We'll see how this goes. I'm just gonna take a little bit off the back of my hand, and I'm just going to start to build this up on the cheeks. And then I like to take my finger and kind of press it in, but I'm going around the brow in a C shape right here. Wow, this is a really pretty highlighter on the Cupid's bow. And I tried to apply it down the center of the nose, but it seemed to grab a little bit of the product there, which I don't like. No. I'm just taking my beauty sponge and pressing over the highlighter and the blush just to blend that together. Wow, that's really pretty. I'm gonna take what's left on my hand on a smaller brush, and I'm gonna use that same highlighter to highlight the inner corner of the eye right here. It's so pretty. This came in a couple of shades. I bought the lightest one, and I think it's really, really nice. I'm applying what's left just underneath the brow right here. All right, and then I also saw a bunch of these from Neutrogena. I picked up the lightest shade. This is the sheer one. They have these sheer Smooch Lip Oils, and I got mine in the shade Be Mine. It's the lightest shade that they have, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna apply this on my bare lips so that we can see what it looks like. Oh, it has a little bit of a tint to it, slightly. Ooh, it's very comfortable on the lips. You can definitely feel the oil in it. That feels really nice, actually. Ooh, I like it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and apply a lip liner though to match the eye look. And then I will apply that on top. I'm hoping that it will stay on my lips like the lip liner because that is a lip oil. So maybe because it's gonna be oily, it might just take off the lip liner. I'm gonna go in with MAC Subculture. I just like to line and fill in the lips with this. And then let's go back into the Neutrogena Sheer Smooch Lip Oil. Let's see how that pairs with the lip liner. Okay, I actually love what that did over the lip liner. It kind of melted everything together. It didn't separate underneath like it looks like one solid lip color, which I love. I'm just brushing through my brows. And I think that's it for the look. It's a very unique eye look. I'm not sure if it's my favorite, to be honest, but I do actually really, really like how the complexion looks right now. It's very fresh, very spring. It's super lightweight and hydrating. I really liked a lot of these products so far, and I'm pleasantly surprised with the results right now. So I'm gonna try to wear it for as long as possible. It's currently 4:55, so it's 5 p.m. To be honest, I'm not really expecting a tinted moisturizer to last that long, but I'm kind of curious to see like if I'm able to wear it a few hours at least. Before I do my next check-in, here's the before and after from blank face till now, so you guys can kind of see what it looked like from before I put the makeup on till after. Remember, this is the makeup freshly applied. We'll do a side-by-side comparison later in the video showing you how it wore compared to this right here. So yeah, that's it. I will see you guys in a little bit and we'll see how this makeup is looking. All right, you guys, so I am back. I have worn this now for about 7 hours. Let's chit chat. I have a few things that I've noticed that I do not like about some of the products I tried, and then some things that I'm pretty okay with that I also want to share with you. So let's start off with the eyeshadow. No, no. It creased really bad. The formula was really innovative, I feel like, but for me it just didn't work. I was really hoping that the formula would be amazing because I was intrigued by the colors, but for $12, no, I don't want creasing, so I'm gonna say I would probably pass on this palette. It did not work very well for me. I will say the staying power on the lower lash line is there, like it stayed pretty well, it was pretty vivid, but I don't know, I'm not a fan. The complexion looks very dewy, but keep in mind I hydrated the skin like crazy earlier. We also had this Soft Focus Glow product that has hyaluronic acid in it and rose water, so it's a very hydrating product. Over time, hyaluronic acid actually draws moisture to the skin. Not to mention I also put the tinted moisturizer on top of it, so I'm not surprised that it kind of looks dewy. I'm actually shocked at how well it stayed on my skin for being a tinted moisturizer. It's separating around my nose, but for some reason, my nose dripped like crazy tonight. So I actually wiped my nose quite a bit. So that's where a lot of the makeup came off. And that's where I see the most separation. And I feel like that's the area that it looks kind of weird. It's starting to kind of settle in my smile lines, but overall, really not that bad. I feel like this product would be a really good one for just every day. Since it's also sheer coverage, I feel like if you're a beginner with makeup and you kind of want to just have something that's a little bit more sheer to practice with, I feel like something like this would be really good. I want to try it later as like a tinted moisturizer because I feel like today I tried it as a foundation in a way, just with all the steps that I did. So I'm really interested to see how it would actually blend out onto the skin on its own, like without a primer or something like that, because that's how I wear tinted moisturizer. So I'm excited about this one. If you're aware that this product isn't going to give you coverage really, it's just going to kind of slightly even out your skin tone, and it also will have sunscreen in it, I feel like you might like it if you're aware of those things. So I'm going to keep playing around with that. This Soft Focus Glow is the product that I feel like out of everything I was the most excited about, just because when I applied it on the skin, it felt so amazing, and I can't wait to try it out with like foundations, especially the ones that I am loving. Like I would love to see how it looks underneath of the Wander Beauty Nude Illusion foundation. This is like one of my all-time favorites. I'm so excited about this. I think it's absolutely beautiful. The texture is really different. It's not like anything else that I own in my collection. You know what? It's kind of a similar product to the Hollywood Flawless Filter, kind of in a way. I feel like it does similar things. In fact, I'm gonna kind of put them side by side and see if they are similar. So the texture is slightly different, but those are them side by side. This is the Charlotte Tilbury, this is the Milani. It does similar things in my opinion. The Milani one definitely feels like it has a little bit more of a smoothing effect. I don't know, they're kind of similar. After blending them out, they kind of look very similar. I'm gonna have to play around with those as well, but I'm so excited about this product. I've been loving really dewy kind of base products to go underneath foundations. This mattifying primer stick, I don't know if it's like incredible. Obviously my skin looks very shiny, especially where I applied it, so I don't know. It wasn't anything crazy that I noticed, so I'm not sure if it makes that much of a difference on my skin. I will try it a couple more times, but as of now, I'm not like disappointed by it, and I'm also not impressed by it. I'm not really sure what it did for my skin. I don't know if it really did anything at all. I still see my pores here, so I would maybe pass on this one just because it didn't do anything significant enough for me. Ooh, this. I loved this. In different lighting throughout the day, my skin in this area here looked so radiant, so dewy, so plump, so healthy. I'm excited about this product. I feel like Neutrogena has just been killing it with the highlighters. There's a stick highlighter from Neutrogena that I've also been so in love with recently. I love this. I think it's so beautiful and I can't wait to keep wearing it. Also, the Sheer Smooch Lip Oil from Neutrogena. I thought this was a nice product. I just reapplied it to the lips. It lasted on me for about an hour and then it went away, so it's definitely something that you have to reapply. I love how it looks when you first apply it, but then I feel like it kind of fades. And when I apply a lip product that gives this much shine and makes your lips look this juicy, I want it to last a little longer. Like I feel like the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bombs last a pretty good amount of time on the lips, as well as the Glossier lip gloss. And I know those are glosses and this is a lip oil. I don't know if I can compare the two formulas, but I like it. I just don't know if it's like the best lip product I've ever tried. But I must say I love how it looks when I first apply it on the lips. I just wish it would last longer. Before I forget, I'm gonna go ahead and put the before and after from when I first applied the makeup till now, so you guys can see where it wore off, how it wore, all of that. I feel like honestly for being a tinted moisturizer, like I said, this has no longevity claims at all. I feel like it actually wore pretty nicely on my skin. For me, this is something that I reach for if I'm just running errands, to be honest. Like for me, if I know I have a long day ahead of me, I go with something really reliable like an Estee Lauder Double Wear or something like that. But on days where I need to get out the door, that's when I've been using the Complexion Rescue Foundation Stick. That's when I use tinted moisturizers like this one. So I feel like that'll be the same with this product. It's not something that I'll probably reach for like a full glam day, if that makes sense. But I do like having options in my things, knowing that I can kind of put this on my skin. It's going to give me SPF coverage and make my skin look really healthy overall. I always like to do this in my foundation review videos. I like to go in with powder and just touch up the areas that have a little bit of shine, just to show you guys what it would look like if I were to touch up the skin right now. Because when I'm not filming a foundation review, I usually look at my skin throughout the day and I blot where needed because the T-zone gets pretty oily on me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and press this into the skin. Oh, that reminds me, you guys, where's that blush we tried? The blush stayed on my cheeks pretty nicely, wouldn't you agree? By the way, I'm just touching up with the Thrive Cosmetics powder. All right, in this case, when I powdered, I feel like it really shows where the makeup has come off on my skin. I do feel like it refreshed my skin a little bit, but I'm not like wowed at how my skin looks right now. Yeah, a lot has rubbed off on my nose, but I think that's partially my fault. Where's the blush? I need to talk about the blush. To be honest, you guys, this is so gorgeous in the pan. I feel like the longevity on the cheeks is really nice. I want to try it as more of a liquid blush before I powdered, because I powdered the skin and then I went in with this, and I'm not sure if that helped the product at all. I really like the texture of it, but I do feel like it's a little bit more of a sheer formula. So again, I feel like this whole line from Neutrogena would be really good for beginners or for when you want just a really fresh, no makeup look. This is a great no makeup blush in my opinion. I personally wish it was a little bit more pigmented because I'm a blush freak, like I love blush, but I'm definitely gonna keep playing around with it. Look how gorgeous it is in the pan. It's so nice. So I'm gonna keep playing around with it. I thought it was decent. I'm gonna try it over just like a cream product underneath, and I'll get back to you guys if I end up absolutely loving it. As of right now, I don't know if it's something that I would say you need in your collection, but I definitely really wanna see if I can make it work because it's so pretty. All right, you guys, so that completes this video. I feel like overall I found some pretty good products. I don't know if any of these products are holy grail status, but I do feel like a lot of them were pretty decent. Besides the eyeshadow, I didn't like the eyeshadow. And I feel like I'm most excited about the glowy products. These two, out of everything that I tried, I feel like these two I would be confident right now saying, you should try these. I feel like you guys would like them. And I'm definitely the most excited about those two. So yeah, if you're new here, hi, my name is Allie. I would love to have you join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays when I upload my video, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I upload. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thanks so much for watching my video, and I will see you all in my next video. Love you. Bye.